Welcome to Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Toronto and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Burl in Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington.
Well, if you're watching this one on a Monday night with streaming, then you know the news by now. Just moments ago, the Pittsburgh Pirates went down to defeat at home with the St. Louis Cardinals 2-1, and will play Wednesday in the deciding fifth game in St. Louis. If you're watching this one on a Thursday night, then you have the advantage. You can tell us next Monday what happened.
Well, you know what I was thinking? An optimist view. Mm-hmm. This way, they can chop up their flight to Los Angeles in 2 steps. They can fly to St. Louis and then from St. Louis to Los Angeles.
All right.
Okay? That's about the best I can come up with right now because I don't have anything else.
It was disappointing. We watched the contest here on the screen. As we said moments ago, it was finally over. But the pitcher for the Cardinals, Waka, rookie, 7 innings, was a no-hitter for 7 innings,
Yeah,
right?
7 and a third at least, and then Alvarez hit the home run.
So
That was
great
the only hit they
performance.
got, though. They only had 1 hit.
And give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, he pitched great.
So
He really
anyway, you got some comments. The Steelers did not lose this past weekend.
Yay!
They are
Soon we may have to pay attention to them if the Pirates go down here, you know.
one of 4 teams who had a bye this particular weekend. So anyway, 724-236-0430, the phone number. We invite your call, and we will talk sports and give you an opportunity to win one of our prizes on the program. Let's take a look at rules and regulations on the program about the prizes and eligibility. You can win a prize, but every other week at your household address. The Grand Salami or the Mystery Profile can only be won once in a calendar month, and you can only try the Mystery Profile once in a calendar month. Time limits are 15 seconds for the multiple choice, 20 seconds for the salami. The Mystery Profile goes clue by clue. First-time callers will win more than one prize. And if you've got a computer, you can go on the website and go to my website, doubledribblebob.com, get the answers to the questions that we ask right here. And all of them are on my website at one time or another. I'd say probably a 2 to 3 week run. And then everything changes, all right? Tune into my radio show Saturday mornings, WAVL. They're 9:10 on the AM dial. And I hope that you enjoy the show. It's all on sports history. Michael, what else?
Well, just got word Garrett Cole's going to pitch Wednesday. He's gonna
you got it?
Yes. So
That surprised you, though, right?
it does surprise me because I figured that he would lean toward his veteran. But if things go squirrely, he can always go to Burnett quickly. But, Wainwright's pitching for the Cardinals. He was terrific in Game 1. But the thing is that the Pirates have an over 300 lifetime batting average against Wainwright, and they didn't do anything with him in the first game. So I think there's one thing you might want to look for, Jose Tabata in left field, because his OPS is like 1,200 against him, and I really don't think he can leave him out. I think he's got to put him in there, and really Marte hasn't done much. So I think that might be a way he can go. But other than that, it's,
I'd still like to be a
your
fly.
guys have to do better than their guys. It's the only way
Right.
it is. You're going to play a baseball game, and you got to win. That's the way it works.
Still like to be a fly in the wall when he talks to Burnett
Yeah, I'd like to have
about
heard how
who's
that
going to
happens.
pitch.
Yeah.
About who's going to pitch.
Exactly.
All right, folks, first break of the night. We'll come back with caller number 1. Stay aboard. Mike and I will return momentarily.
Since 1914, people in the local area have relied on the Resevich family in deepest time of need. The Resevich family is the oldest established name in the funeral profession in the AK Valley. Its reputation and unquestionable service speaks for itself. Now the proud tradition of service continues with a fourth generation. The Resevich family serves the AK Valley from two locations, 5th Avenue Arnold and Leechburg Road, Lower Burrell.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Welcome to Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, the place for big appetites. Their great sandwich selection includes the Geronimo, piled high with generous portions of meat and fixings. Their barbecue ribs are the best in town. Half rack or full rack, they don't come better. Buffalo Bill's wings are everybody's favorite. Uniquely oven-baked, not deep-fried, and yet so crispy. Your choice of 13 flavored seasonings. Grab a bucket for the big game. Eat in or take out, credit cards accepted. Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, Freeport Road, New Kensington, across from Felderelli Square.
You know, Tower Auto on Freeport Road in Blawnox is proud to announce that they've been in business now for 40 years and at the same location. Allow Tower Auto Sales to help you in the selection of your next pre-owned vehicle. Tower Auto Sales. Just buy it and get a hold of Mike Fanto if you wish at 412-828-6202. And don't forget my radio show Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock, WAVL, and they're at 9:10 on the AM dial. Let's go to, we're going to go start with Tony tonight. Tony, welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Hey, Tom.
MVPs don't pop up twice and strike out in big games.
Well, except that he got on base 7 times in a row before today.
Yeah, I understand that, but, you know.
What do you want him to do, get a hit in every key situation?
After 20 years, I mean, I think we're due to, you know, get lucky once in a while on anything, but I guess that it ain't meant to be. So, you know, today.
Yeah.
What burned me up, come to the 4th inning, he was mowing them down. The 5th inning, you figure somebody. I mean, between him and Marte would try to bunt, to get it. But we don't do that. Anybody, I don't care who went up, or just try to lay the bunt down and, maybe get a hit that way or shake him up or something. Because you seen after he gave up the home run, he got, he was all shook up and. But no, we didn't do that. And,
or even step out of the box or take a minute and tie your shoes.
He was just up there going,
George
boom,
Foster
boom.
was a master.
He looked like
there,
a pitching machine,
Yeah.
It's stop and sock. But, hey, we don't do that.
Tony, let me mention one thing, if I will. How we shook up the first Cardinal pitcher.
Right.
Okay, I figure, with this new kid coming in, maybe we'd get to him.
Right.
The fans would get to him, and he goes better than 7 innings with a perfect game.
Yeah. And then when they put Jones and Tabitha up, they might as well picked somebody out of the seats, because those guys are worthless anymore. I'm sorry, but
Jones is not good at this point.
Oh my God, he bent over in half. They showed it from the from the back side of him on that last strike. He was bending in half to swing at that. That's ridiculous. And then you'll never mistake Harrison for Maury Wills.
Well,
oh my God!
Do you think I think he started sliding halfway to second base.
I think so.
What was that?
I have no idea.
It's like a belly landing with the TWA, huh?
I mean, goodness gracious! Like he did. He started sliding so early. It was at least one step too soon.
I don't know. He had a good jump, especially when it showed behind home plate. Mm-hmm. He had a terrific jump, but that was it.
Looked like it was supposed to be.
He came in for a crash landing.
Yeah, it looked like it was supposed to be hit and run, but batter's got to hit the ball there.
Oh, yeah. Well, first you got to hit the ball. Oh, well, hey, real good news about the Steelers. Providing they didn't play this week, but there's more great news about them.
And that would be?
They won't be the first to lose 5.
No, that's happened. The Giants.
The Giants.
The Giants got it. Jacksonville. How about this? Jacksonville hasn't kept the game within 10 points. And they are 28-point underdogs against Denver this week.
28 points.
28 points. It's like a college game.
And
Wow,
speaking
my
of
God.
Denver, did you catch the score?
Oh, my God. Well, it was on TV. I watched it.
Yeah, 51-48, 99 points scored in the game.
Yep. I turned the game on, and I turned an NFL game on, and NBA game turned up.
Well, Phil Simms said at one point that he thought he was doing a college game on a Saturday, which, you know,
Unbelievable.
yeah, that's kind of what it looked like. It looked like the SEC on CBS.
Yeah, the defense stayed at home. Both teams.
Definitely.
Unbelievable.
Well,
But, hey, you know, well, now we go to St. Louis, and we got to face our nemesis, but I don't know. These guys, you know, they got to take more pitches. When was the last time you seen a Pirate hit a changeup?
Well, here's the problem. If you want to hit a changeup, you don't got to take more pitches. You got to swing at more first pitch fastballs.
Well, yeah, you know, they sit there and watch them.
Well, exactly.
We're supposed to have a pretty good fastball hitting team.
These guys aren't throwing changeups on the first pitch. They're throwing changeups when it's 0-1 or 0-2. That's
I'm just talking anytime. I don't care who's pitching against them.
You can't let it get to 0-1 or 0-2. If you see a first pitch fastball over the plate, you swing at it.
Yeah. They
That's
stand
their
there
problem.
and watch it. And then they swing at some that bounces in the dirt or behind them over their heads or something.
No, yeah.
They don't swing at,
it.
the pitch right down the middle.
But that's
That ain't the first time they faced somebody through 97 miles an hour.
No, soft tossing righties give him more problems than guys like that. But this guy changed. I mean, this guy. Look, in the last two games this guy's pitched, he's given up 2 hits.
Yeah. And I can't believe he doesn't pitch more.
He's that good. Well, believe me, he will.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you that.
He will.
Yep. Next year, well, they got a couple of young guys, nice young guys,
Probably,
pitching.
I think he's scheduled. He's probably be well rested and ready to go on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, guys, I don't got much more of that after watching that.
I know. I'm kind of the same way.
That's just a downer.
Yeah.
Downer. So when's Pitt play?
Pitt plays Saturday at Virginia Tech.
At Virginia Tech
That's
this week,
a noon
right?
game, yeah. So that's going to be a tough one. They're definite underdogs. I saw us 8-9, something like that. So
Yeah, well, they ain't too bad. They ain't too bad.
So they have that one, but then they have Old Dominion at home the week after that, and then they play at Georgia Tech, I think, or at Navy. Might be at Navy. So there's some winnable ones in there too. I mean, they're doing better than I thought, and we'll see what happens. But they've had Virginia Tech's number on and off, but not so much down there. They've been able to beat them at Pittsburgh, but down at Blacksburg it doesn't happen very often. So, but I've seen these teams play, Tony, and it's like Virginia Tech and North Carolina and Georgia Tech. It doesn't look any different than the Big East to me. I mean, Florida State is, and Clemson is, and Miami is, but that's about it. I mean, the rest of these teams are the same.
Yeah. Well, that's how they handle it. That's all. They can't. Boy, they got a lot of interference somewhere. I don't know if it's my side or your side.
Oh, really? I don't hear anything on our end.
Yeah, we can't tell anything on the phone. I mean, you're coming in clear.
Yeah, I'll be darned. I get this, buzz, like a hissing sound every so often.
Yeah.
And then again, maybe there's a snake in the house. I don't know.
Well, Tony, let's do some trivia. Where do you want to head this week?
Let's try the Grand Salami. What the heck?
We're back to the salami because he needs to get back into a tie. A-Rod hit the...
Yeah, I got to start swinging at these fastballs sooner or later. So let's get with it.
To show you,
let's start with number 5.
All right, to show you that our heart's in the right place, you can pick either Mike or I to deliver the question.
How about somebody in the audience? No, okay. Go ahead, Bob. This time you deliver it.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Next time it'll be Mike. I'll alternate. I'll give you. Each one a chance.
Well, this one, not that it was a question on my radio show, but the fact, I used it as a fact on my radio program a few months back. Here's your question. If you were paying attention, and you do listen to the radio, who was the first player in the National Hockey League to be paid $100,000 a year?
Patrick Wall?
No, if that's your final answer.
Yeah, that's my final answer. What am I going to... You said no. Is that you mean I have another one?
No.
Well, why would you say that? I gave you an answer. You said, is that your final answer? Yeah, it's my final answer.
Okay.
All right.
Try Boston's Bruins and pick a star. You're done and out.
Oh, yeah, I know.
But just
that.
for the
That's,
heck of it. Just for the heck of it.
I can't think of his name. I know what you mean.
He wore number 4.
Yeah, I know.
Bobby Orr.
Bobby Orr, yeah.
All right.
He was pretty good, I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't bad.
Yeah, he
He
was.
wasn't too bad. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, guys,
Thanks,
I guess
Tony.
we just
Appreciate
hold our
it.
breath till Wednesday, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
I hope that Jolly Rogers doesn't end up in Davy Jones' locker.
All right, Tony. Thank
All
you.
right,
Okay,
Tony,
guys,
thanks.
have a great day.
You too,
Let's
thanks.
jump over to Chris, who's next on the line. Chris, thanks for holding on. Appreciate your patience. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Mike. How are you guys?
Hi, Chris.
I just watched that game. It looked like it wasn't the best game in the world, but I mean, I knew I had an inkling that St. Louis was going to win this game because they wanted to get the 5th game out there. And I'm feeling the Pirates might take it in St. Louis because that's usually what happens out that way. But let me ask you about this Tampa Bay Rays game in this game that's on now.
Okay.
What significance does this game have with anything? Because I know we're going to go to, if we do win, we'll probably go to, Los Angeles Dodgers?
Yeah, I played in Los Angeles with the Braves. This is the American League to Tampa Bay, Boston. Boston's up 2-0, and if they win, winner of this series plays the winner of Detroit and Oakland for the American League championship.
Okay, so there's two, so they don't play off in just one national championship. So, I mean, because there's usually one national team that wins. That's what I was getting at.
Well, yeah, there's one team in the National League will play one team from the American League in the World Series. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to get. Who do you think gets? What's your prediction on that?
I don't make predictions. At this point, my prediction is that I have no idea. I think the Red Sox are going to win. That's kind of where I'm at. I think they'll win this series, and I think they'll go to the World Series.
Do you think Pittsburgh's going to take the next series with the Los Angeles?
I don't think they're going to win Wednesday.
I think they are too. I think it was messed up that way because they usually do win when they're out there.
Well, I said I don't think they're going to win Wednesday.
I think they will.
I think they blew their chance today.
You know, there are a lot of guys, I've
Well, it's a
listened to
pretty tight
talk
game, though,
shows
today.
everywhere who said, I don't want to play Wednesday in St. Louis. I've got that feeling. That's what I'm hearing
Well,
all
the point
over the
is,
place.
when you have a chance to win it at home anyway, you don't want to have to play an extra game to do it. Now, you have
Because
that in
the
the
crowd
bank.
means something.
That and the person that's throwing the ball against you means something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your Adam Wainwright is coming back.
Right.
All right, Chris, let's go trivia, man.
Okay, I just wanted to Pittsburgh wins. Are they going to play back and forth against Pittsburgh and Los Angeles?
Well, yeah, they would play the first 2 games wherever else, and then the middle 3 games would be back to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week.
Okay, multiple choice, please.
Let's do it, Chris. Let's get one here.
Okay,
Number 4, we have information for Chris.
hold on. I got some static in the background here. I got to move for something here.
Okie dokie. What pitcher struck out the most batters in one World Series game? What pitcher struck out the most batters in one World Series game? That's the record for strikeouts in the World Series. Bob Gibson, Carl Erskine, Sandy Koufax, Walter Johnson.
I'm going to go with Bob Gibson.
And you will go correctly, Chris. That is a winner. Bob Gibson,
It's been about 6 weeks at least.
17 strikeouts, 1968. Game 1 against the Tigers. The Tigers ended up coming back to win. 6 weeks, you said.
Yeah, at least 6 weeks.
It's been a while. All right, Chris, way to go, then.
All right, thank you.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
1968 was the year of the pitcher.
It was. Bob Gibson had an ERA of 1.12.
Amazing.
And he found a way to lose like 9 games during that. How could that happen?
Anyway. All right, folks, break time. And we're coming back with another caller momentarily. Stay with us. The show continues. Back in a flash.
Husqvarna, taming the wild.
Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Accidents happen. Are you prepared? You can be with a wide range of homeowners insurance options from Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557. My first book on sports is available not only through the internet, but at various local businesses in the AK Valley. It's Bob Tattern's Sports Minutes. Short sports stories, odd and unusual, fascinating and funny, only take about a minute to read. Go online to doubledribblebob.com, where links are provided for Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Word Association to get book information. Get your copy locally at Costello Printing in Tarentum, Blackburn's in Tarentum, Myrna's Brewery Outlet in New Kensington, or the Hot Dog Guys Lower Borough.
And for Matteo's, indeed, tonight when you're calling, if you want to give our mystery profile a try, it is sponsored by Matteo's Pizza and Subs, and they're located in Brackenridge Heights. Everything on the menu, quality ingredients, everything that goes into it is superb, and people do proudly pass the word about their great food. Give them a call for pizzas, subs, and hoagies, what have you. Matteo's is located on Broadview Boulevard at the traffic light right next to the district magistrate's office. And I will give you a phone number to call, which is 724-904-7312. Don't forget, you can get the answers now to the questions that we ask here on the program. Go to my website, doubledribblebob.com. And every day there's a new trivia question, all right? Just make some notes. It's worth it. You get a prize. I think the cheapest prize that we give away is around $10. And of course, if you're going to go for the salami or the mystery profile, there's much, much more at stake. Let's go to the phones. Mike is up next from Arnold. Mike, good evening.
Hi, gentlemen. How are you? Boy, there's static on my phone, too. I don't know what the heck's going on.
Oh, boy.
Well, everybody sounds okay in our headsets.
Yeah, we don't have any issues with us, and I don't know.
I just wonder, was it have anything to do with any?
I don't know.
Well,
No,
it's
the last
stopped.
two callers, I was listening in, static like crazy.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to check the streaming and see if I have anything on there.
Okay, what I wanted to ask you was, you said close on Wednesday, right?
That's the rumor.
You remember when the last game, 92, when they lost it, and everybody was telling Leland to put in Wakefield?
Yes, I do.
Now, if I was him, I would have put in, although he'd had 3 days rest, I would have put our ace in, Laureano.
Well, I guess he's not going to do that. Well, he wouldn't have 3 days rest because he pitched yesterday, which is Sunday.
Yeah, Wednesday would be 3 days rest.
Two.
He goes, what, 4 or 5, something like that, you know?
2 days rest. Well, they're not going to.
Like you said earlier, you want the game bad enough, you got to win it, you know.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that. I think he's going to, if he does start Cole, which apparently is what's going to happen, that he'll have AJ Burnett ready to go, and it'll be those two guys that are going to try to finish that up. And if they get the win Wednesday, then Laureano's ready to go Game 1 in the National League playoffs. But that's all I can. That's the only all I can figure at this point. And I don't even have an official confirmation from the Pirates, just from what the reporters are saying. So they seem to. I mean,
I remember that. I remember that in '92, where everybody was saying put in Wakefield. He was a knuckleballer. You know, I think he pitched for a day or a couple days before that or whatever.
He pitched the day before.
He would have put him in there to win that game. And I was just thinking, I was sitting here on the couch, and this is shades of 1992.
He pitched the 6th game. He pitched the day before. I think he might have pitched the whole game. Whatever the case may be, they blew the Braves out in the 6th game. He pitched that game, and then the 7th game when they came back, Drabek had gone into the 9th inning, and everything seemed to be moving along pretty well. But then they didn't get him back up to come back the next day. They used their regular relievers. They used Belinda, and we all know what happened.
That's what I said. If I was him, I would have put in Wakefield. What, that 1 inning? You know, I mean, you want to win the ball game, you go with anything you can,
Right.
Pull out all the stops, I know.
That's right. Hey, another thing I wanted to ask you, I picked the Steelers 8-8. They just might go 0-0 this year.
8-8. You have a better shot than I do because I said 11-5. So.
Well, I said 8-8. Remember last time I was.
I have it, Mike. I have the sheet.
I'm just here wondering. I don't know. It just might be 0-8, pal. You know, I mean.
I think Paul Artison's the leader in the clubhouse. He said 3-13, and Bill Gray said 4-12, and Tony said 5-11. I think that one of those three is going to have it. I think there's our winner right there. So, you know, this isn't going to there aren't any secrets. They just aren't very good. You just hope that the young players can play a little bit better as the season goes on and win a few on the way the rest of the year. And they made a trade. They got a tackle who really isn't any better than the ones that they already had. I would have been more for them playing some young players, but
I had to laugh what happened, Mike. I agree with you on that one.
the guy's terrible. And you know, so I don't know, Mike, that they know what they're doing right now. And that's the thing. When I saw that trade, that was the first time that I really worried about the future of the team. I really don't know what's going on down there anymore. I really don't.
I don't even think Palmer knows what's going on.
Well, that's probably half of your problem. Especially on draft day. I'm convinced he doesn't know what's going on draft day.
All right, Michael, let's do some trivia.
Usual, my favorite.
Okay, let's go. Multiple choice.
What's multiple choice? Question number 5 is next in order. Here we go. Let's take a look at question number 5. Who was the first man in the history of the National Football League to rush for 1,000 yards and post 1,000 receiving yards in the same year? First man to do it. Was it Bill Dudley, Roger Craig, Marshall Faulk, or Walter Payton?
Hey, Bob, I'm getting that static again. I can't hear you. Can you repeat that again?
All right, the first man in the National Football League to rush for 1,000 yards and post 1,000 receiving yards the same year.
I mean the answers or whatever.
Bill Dudley, Roger Craig, Marshall Faulk, Walter Payton.
You always give me the football questions. I'm just going to take a guess and say Walter Payton.
Well, that's incorrect. It was Roger Craig, who in 1985 had 1,050 yards in rushing and 1,016 yards in pass receptions. So he is the answer.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay.
Have a nice evening.
Appreciate it. Now, are you guys telling us we have 2 more calls? Yes, sir. Ready to roll? Yes. Okay. Let's find out who's on the next one. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Welcome to the program.
Mike and Bob, how are you tonight?
Okay, who do we have?
This is Rich.
Hey, Rich.
How you doing?
Okay, good. Now, the night that we horsed around with some trivia, did you get that prize?
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
Were you satisfied with it?
Very much so.
Because there was an unknown value when we threw the question out.
No, it was fine. It's perfect. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm glad you like it because I think we gave you the Matteo's full package. And you not only had the large pizza, but I think you had wings
And a sub.
and perhaps a hoagie. I'm not sure, but
Yep.
everything is there. So anyway, go ahead.
Very good. Thank you for the gift. The best thing I heard today was when I was listening earlier to the show, and I heard Mike predict that the Pirates will lose Wednesday, because now I know we're going to win. So
I hope you're right.
I'm extremely happy about that. If this kid is a great pitcher for them, but I mean, if he gets the strike zone that he had today for the rest of his career, he might get Nolan Ryan type numbers when he's done.
It wasn't that out of hand at all.
You know, when they pitched to when Charlie Morton walked Beltran before Holiday, those were the same pitches that kid was getting for strikes the whole day. And I was sitting there, I just couldn't believe it.
Are you going according to the chart?
Yes, according to the chart. But you know what? So that's the way it goes, and that's how it is. So, I think every time I get down on this, you think this team's done, you think they can't pick themselves back up off and do something, they do it. And so I'm going in Game 5 totally confident that they're going to be able to figure out a way to beat Wainwright. It'll be close, but I think they can do it.
And I'm going to give you this too, and I'm going to look this up because I want to get this out there now. That they've hit Wainwright. Even though his record is really good lifetime against the Pirates, they've hit him. His ERA lifetime against the Pirates is well over 4, and the Pirates' batting average against Wainwright is well over 300 combined.
Right.
And guys like Tabata and guys have hit him. Now, the first game that wasn't the case, and he was on and he pitched a terrific game. And the last time he pitched against the Pirates out there, the same thing happened. Now, a lot of that probably takes place pitching in Pittsburgh, which he doesn't have to do in this series. But, you know, it's not as if that they've never done anything with him before.
All right, well, let's, you know what, for the heck of it, while
So-
we have Rich on, can I, go ahead and make your point, Mike.
That's all. It's like, you know, they shouldn't go into that game afraid that just because that Adam Wainwright's pitching that they don't have a chance.
Well,
I'm
look at it this way, too. When you're a starting pitcher and gives up 7 runs in 1 inning, and your manager's sitting there doing nothing,
Right.
Okay, whatever. I'm not going to criticize Hurdle because he's done a great job this year.
Sure.
But when you give up 7 runs in an inning, and you're in your first playoff game ever, that takes a toll on you. I mean, you're thinking, oh my God, what are we going to do now? And I think that had a huge effect on them. I also think the sun angle had a huge effect on them. That curveball of his was coming from light to dark, and that's
So was Burnett.
You know, you can say, well, everybody has to deal with that, and you're right, but that's hard to deal with.
So
that's
was Burnett's.
extremely hard to deal,
Burnett's-
especially with his best pitch.
That didn't have anything to do with it. They had the same sun we did, and they didn't have any problems.
Well, they're not throwing the same kind of ball, though.
Well, the curveballs, the 2 curveballs are almost identical. Now Burnett had a bad game and got lit up as he should have by a good hitting team. Look, they have a better hitting team than we do. That's number one.
Yeah, no, that's obvious.
That's obvious. Now I think our pitching's a little bit better, but maybe not. When you look now, here's the other thing: they're the youngest team in the playoffs, and the reason they're the youngest team in the playoffs is because other than Wainwright, all their pitchers are 22 or 23 years old. I mean, this isn't like, well, the old Cardinals and this is their last stand. No, this is the beginning of their next run.
Right.
And you know, and you look at, and they're not even pitching Shelby Miller. They're not even pitching Shelby Miller because the Pirates hit Shelby Miller this year. They sat him down and they went with the other 2 rookies. So you know, that's the more worrisome part of the whole thing. I'd pitch Burnett Wednesday, by the way.
There's no way I pitch.
I would pitch Burnett Wednesday because I've seen it. He's got the history. I've seen it happen too many times. That just about the point when you think that he's down and out and he comes back and pitches a great game and saves somebody's season. I've seen it happen.
Their best pitcher for the last 6 weeks is Garrett Cole.
Yeah, he is.
And that's who I pitch.
Yeah, he is.
All right, now, on the subject of whatever, let's go down what you think should be the starters
Oh,
for
I
the
changed
Pirates.
nothing but Tabit. I put Tabit in left field instead
Okay,
of Marte.
so that's-
I sit Neil Walker. I've had enough 0-17, 0-18.
Well, you may be right about that, huh?
I mean, seriously.
I'm
All
going
right,
to
so
type
what
it in
do-
here. I'll check numbers
All right,
while
so
we're talking.
okay, so third base belongs to Alvarez.
Right,
shorts-
yeah, that's obvious because he, you know.
Okay, shortstop is,
Oh, how about shortstop, Rich? What are you doing?
You know what?
I'm playing Mercer.
I'm going to go Mercer.
Yeah, I am
I'm
too.
going Mercer.
Because it's the bat. You know.
Yeah, you have to get the runs. You got to.
Exactly. It's the bat. I agree with you
all
there.
right, then
So
let's go second base.
We'll go with that.
I'm going to go Harrison.
I'm still playing Walker.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to write down Harrison, question mark, okay. First base,
Morneau. Except I move him down in the order, but they won't do that either. Go ahead.
Well, exactly. He's killing him hitting
all right.
fourth.
Then you got the catcher, which I don't think is a problem with
No, Martin's good there.
with Martin. So, so you 2 guys differ on
I'm trying to-
second base. Harrison or who did you
I mean,
say?
I know Walker's a smart call because it's lefty-righty, but boy, he's doing nothing. I mean, nothing.
No, he's
Is he? Well, then is he due?
Maybe. Let's hope. Maybe he is due. I hope so.
I'm trying to get some numbers here to try to add to the conversation, but the internet is. I think somebody's putting sand in a sundial to get the internet to work here.
You know what
But,
I
you
think?
know, I'm just pulling this out of nowhere, so I'm probably totally wrong. But actually, I think Harrison has done well in spot starts this year. He's not a good pinch hitter, but I think he's done well in spot starts.
Boy, do we stink tonight with pinch hitters, huh?
Oh, we didn't. Well, that was a huge gamble. I didn't know. That was the worst. That was a Willie Mays Hayes Major League slide right there.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
That was awful.
That was pretty bad. He slid about halfway there, I swear. Okay,
couldn't-
here are numbers now. Now here's what we can go with. Barmas against Wainwright, 304 lifetime, 7 for 23 with a homer and 2 RBIs. Mercer is let's see, Mercer is 2 for 3 with a home run and an RBI. So I guess you can't go wrong either way. I'm with you. Let's go with Mercer. Now let's get Walker. Walker's 6 for 22, 273, so that's not great. And Harrison, do we have a Harrison number here? Harrison has 0 for 1. So we don't, there's, so if you want.
Insignificant.
Yeah. And then.
And I guess defense is going to be important, and I guess Walker's played pretty well at second.
I would guess. And the thing with, now here's the thing. Now, I thought that they were really smart, and if you hadn't noticed it, that Garrett Cole didn't pitch against Cincinnati or St. Louis all season. And I think that was on purpose. Right. I think that they kept him away from those two teams knowing
that he'd be
that
charged.
eventually they were going to get to the playoffs and play one of these two teams somewhere along the line. Well, it turns out they're playing them both. And that way, I mean, I don't care what anybody says. If you haven't seen somebody, you can't have a booker. I mean, you can't know it. It's got to be harder the first time you look at somebody than if you have some experience. Now, my question is,
did the Pirates face this kid earlier in the year today?
Oh, sure, but so is everybody else. Nobody hits him. I mean, he's
no, I know, but I can't remember when they faced him.
They did, and he shut them down. It was the last trip into St. Louis when they got shut down.
Okay.
And lost three in a row. But my question is, what adjustments do the Cardinal hitters make against Cole going into this game? And that's really what it's going to come down to. Is he just going to be that dominant, or is the second time around going to give St. Louis an advantage? And, of course, conversely, like I said, I'm sitting here looking at it, that the Pirates hit 282 career against Adam Wainwright.
Right.
With 8 guys have hit home, 8 home runs. It's not like they've never hit him. The problem is, that the Cardinals have scored a lot of runs too, and that's what this comes down to.
Well, yeah, the Cardinals and Pirates are off by 1 run. They've scored 15. We've scored 14.
Mm-hmm.
So, it can't get any tighter than what it is.
No,
if I'm doing the lineup card, and this will never happen, Mercer is in my 2-hole. I move Morneau probably down to 6. I put Bird at 4 and Alvarez at 5, and I let Walker sit down at the bottom, either interchange Martin and Walker.
Yeah.
I can't have him at the top of the order the way he's hitting right now.
No, he's just hitting ground balls to the first baseman.
Or striking out. I just can't. But maybe you're right, Bob. Maybe this is the breakout game, and he's gonna, because I've said all year long. I know I've told you this before. He's the cog in that offense. I mean, when he's going, everybody else is going around.
Well, and that's why they picked things up at the end of September there, because he was hitting, and he had hits in the game against St. Louis or game against Cincinnati. He hit the ball that night too, and the series in Cincinnati he hit. So he was. It looked like the bat was heating up, and all of a sudden he's just falling off the face of the earth here.
But let me say this, because I know you guys got other calls. Mm-hmm. It's been 5 weeks since I called Mike, and the Steelers still haven't won.
Still waiting.
All right, let's jump to trivia.
All right, I'll go for the mystery profile.
Are you eligible?
I think so.
We are in October. Yeah. Okay. I guess it is my turn, right?
Go ahead.
Okay. Is it or not?
Go ahead. You put it together.
Okay.
Take it easy, guys. Come on.
All right, you ready, Rich? Here we go. A current Major League Baseball manager wears my old manager's jersey number as a sign of friendship.
Joe Girardi.
Nope. Second clue, I have a brother who is a priest in Toledo, Ohio.
That'll do it.
I don't know. Clint Hurdle.
Nope.
I'm not.
That
I'm
was
not up on the
Mike
priest.
gave me that clue when I called him to go over these other clues. He said, you got to slip this one in. So we stopped you on that one. Clue number 3. I am one of only 2 Major League managers to take 2 different teams to 3 consecutive division titles.
Wow. Oh, man. The only guy I can think of, I don't know if this is right, it's probably not right, is Buck Showalter.
Nope. Number 4. This'll do it. I was the last manager before this year to manage a winning Pittsburgh Pirates team.
Jim Leland.
You got it. Well,
Wow, I really got the hard one, didn't I?
Okay, you got $25 coming, Rich.
And I met, now the funny part about the brother that's the priest, I met another brother of his in Detroit a couple of years ago when we went to see the Pirates play up there at Hockeytown Cafe across from the ballpark, and I had my Pirate gear on, and he said, "Are you from Pittsburgh?" We struck up a conversation. The guy turned out to be Jim Leland's brother. I said, "You're not the priest, are you?" He goes, "No." He goes, "That's Larry." He goes, "He's still in Toledo. He didn't come out for the game today." But it turned out that this guy was great. So we
What
had a good
number
time.
does he wear of a player?
10.
10 is what he wore in Pittsburgh, and I think he still wears 10.
That's what the website explained, that his managerial number was 10.
Right.
And Collins with the Mets.
Oh, Terry Collins was it. Well, that makes sense.
All right.
Okay. All right. Hey, thanks, guys.
Okay,
Thanks,
break time,
Rich.
very quickly, break time. Mike and I will be back right after this.
380 Auction and Discount Warehouse, Route 380, Murraysville.
Automotive supplies, groceries, housewares, pet supplies.
All at discount prices.
Sofas, dining tables, recliners, dressers and desks, lamps and end tables.
All at discount prices.
Yard and landscaping supplies, special catalog orders, mattresses with full warranties.
All at discount prices.
School supplies, tools, paint, toiletries, model cars, toys.
All at discount prices. Get to 380 Auction and Discount Warehouse today, Route 380, Murraysville.
Why do Arnold Furniture's customers continue to come back year after year? Maybe it's the personal touch that the Miller family has provided since 1975. Maybe it's the prices that are consistently lower than the competition. Or how about the selection? 4 floors of living room, dining room, recliners, bedding, accessories, and so much more. Plus free local delivery, free setup, and free removal of your old furniture guaranteed. The choice is obvious. Visit Arnold Furniture online at arnoldfurnituring.com or stop in and see us today.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
You know, you have a nice surprise when you visit Tower Auto Sales, Freeport Road in Blawnox, because they have 3 indoor showrooms. It's a full-service facility with an experienced staff, and they have all makes and models. They feature Lexus products, so make sure you keep them in mind. Tower Auto Sales. Call Mike Fanto. I would suggest that strongly. 412-828-6202. Tower Auto Sales. Just buy it. My radio show Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock. WAVL, they're 9:10 on the AM dial. We're going to go to the phones, and then we've got a gentleman here in the audience. It's going to make his presence known tonight. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
How's it going, guys?
Okay.
going.
Who do we have?
It's John from Springdale/Erie and now Fairfax, Virginia.
Fairfax, Virginia?
Hey, I have a question for
Finally
you.
made the leap in doing for some professional hockey broadcasting.
For whom?
It's the Potomac Patriots. It's a junior team.
How about that? In
So
fact,
these are boys trying to make the show, and I'm doing public address and some scorekeeping for them. And we'll see if I switch over to play-by-play in the near future.
Well, you'll make it. I know you will, John.
no doubt about that.
I was going to
Thanks,
ask,
guys.
when you were at Mercyhurst, what was the name of the radio station?
It's WMCE up there.
All right, I'll tell you why. My cameraman for the Borough Buccaneers, Dennis Wojtek, now has a regular Sunday night golden oldie show from 6 until 9 on that station.
Wow.
And he's got 3 hours, and I have caught portions of the first 3 shows that are run so far. And the guy is a genius with some of the stuff he plays, and it's presented very well. I just thought I'd drop that in. But let's...
They just changed their format. They were a jazz station while I was there, and they've just changed back to oldies. So, or well, I guess it's more of a classic rock is what they'd call it.
Yeah.
But it's a good station, and it's been taken over by some guys who've been running up in Northeast PA for a good while.
Northeast, 2 words.
Northeast PA, which happens to be in the northwest corner of the
Exactly.
state. You gotta love Pennsylvania.
All right, what's on your mind, John?
Well, I've been crunching some numbers, guys. I don't know if you noticed this, But it seems that so in Pittsburgh, you never have all three teams being good. You never have all three. You only have two. And whenever the bad team of the three has a glimmer of hope, 5 years later, the other two teams win a championship. 5 years after that, one of those good teams falls, and the bad team moves up. Let me give you two examples. The Penguins, awful in their beginning. 1974, they make that big playoff run with Michel Briere. 5 years later, 1979, Bucks and Steelers win their championships. 5 years later, Mario's drafted, Pens get good, the Pirates decline. 30 years later, the Buccos get good in 2004. Jason Bay wins Rookie of the Year. 5 years later, Steelers and Penguins win their championships. 5 years after that, well, we're only at 4 years, but look how good the Buccos are doing. Are we in for 30 years of bad Steeler football? That's all I'm asking.
Ooh. No. First of all, some of your numbers aren't exactly right, but I'm not going to...
It's fuzzy math.
There's a lot of fuzzy math. First of all, the Pirates were not good in 2004. Let's just start with that right now. Second of all, Jason Bay was his rookie year in 2006, not 2004. But and they weren't good in either of those years. Or guess what? They weren't good in 2005 either. So good, I would say, would be having a winning record. We are not in for 30 years of bad Steeler football. However, we are definitely in for 30 days of bad Steeler football.
Just 30 days?
30 days.
It feels like it'll go 30 games.
That's all I can promise
Starting
you.
when? We're already into it?
Well, we've already had 30 days, maybe 30 more. 40 days and 40 nights. 2 by 2, they're marching left tackles out of there. I don't understand this. It's terrible.
I mean, I think we all saw it coming. I mean, they're just getting old. They're getting old, guys, and there's just nothing you can do about it. We're not drafting backups very well. It's the Detroit Red Wings syndrome, as I call it.
I agree with that, John.
To step down and retire and move on, so we can't get any young blood in there. And, well, we haven't drafted any young blood.
Well, the point is,
look
a lot of these guys
backups until this season.
Yeah, a lot of these guys have retired. The problem is that the guys that they've replaced them with haven't been good. And that's what it is. They're really not old. They're actually younger this year than they were 2 years ago, and they were younger last year than they were the year before that. The transition's already started. The problem is the replacements stink. So when that happens, now you see why they held on to the old guys for so long.
Yeah, and I hate to interrupt. We've got 2 more calls plus an audience.
Wow, I was looking at the time.
So you're saying it's not just an age factor anymore.
Well, I don't think it's an age factor now at all, because if you really look at it, the older players are still their best players. Polamalu, Brett Kiesel. There aren't any old guys on offense. They've completely redone the offense. The defense, Polamalu and Larry Foote's not playing anymore. He got hurt, and they've made the move to switch the team over. The problem is that the new guys that have come in aren't very good. They haven't taken up where the other guys have left off, and you can say that it's because they haven't been drafting high. But when they replenished the last group with the group that won the 2 Super Bowls, they didn't draft high to get them either.
Hey, John, for the sake of getting the other people in, we're going to forfeit a prize. We're going to forfeit a prize to you. Unless you want to try it. Do you want a prize without the question, or do you want the question?
Do you have another hockey salami? Because I was chomping at the bit listening on the phone.
That? I don't have a hockey thing. I don't have a hockey anywhere.
No hockey.
You get one, and I'm not the guy for it.
Okay, here's your hockey trivia question. Who is the new coach of the Philadelphia Flyers?
Blankety blank. There's nobody for him.
Craig Berube, ladies and gentlemen. They fired Peter Laviolette after 3 games.
Hey, John.
I didn't realize they hired someone yet. That's what
Here's my question. What's he going to do with all those orange ties?
Halloween. Halloween's coming.
All right. John, we got to run.
Thanks, John.
All right.
All right, big time. We're coming back in about a minute or so. Stay with us on Comcast.
This is where you get the absolute freshest deli meats and cheeses.
Who's on the phone?
Italian Deli in Arnold. At Fazio's, you're getting only the best and freshest selection.
Hey,
Fazio's has its own bakery and offers you fresh baked bread, rolls, pastries, and more. Pick up individual salads to go.
Thank you.
Italian sausages, hoagies, custom-made sandwiches.
I'm good, I ration.
Let me can I pull some in?
Freshness and quality every time at
Say that again.
Fazio's Italian Deli, Leishman and Dre in Arnold.
Max and his son made their way homeward bound. When mischievous
Yeah,
rain
let's skip
dropped
it.
down, 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 safety was threatened by
We'll
every
see.
roguish drip. They
Yeah,
slipped and
especially.
slipped. They couldn't get a grip. Then along came the Michelin Man, reminding them the right tire changes everything. Stop up to 31 feet shorter than a leading competitor with the new Michelin Defender tire, backed by a 90,000-mile warranty. Michelin, a better way forward.
Available at Highland Tire under the bridge in Tarentum and Freeport Road, Natrona Heights. Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Westmoreland provides a full range of coverage for all of your automobile needs. Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557.
We're not going to waste any time. We're going to jump to the phones. Rich from Cheswick is on. Rich, you got a couple of minutes. Go ahead.
Is Savage going to be ready this week for Virginia Tech?
Yeah, from what I heard, he passed. I heard today that Paul Chris said that he passed all his concussion tests. He is in the clear. He's good to go. I'll tell you what, Rich, I was there when he got hit, and I can't believe there was no penalty on that. He slid, and the kid came in from Virginia and gave him a 4 on us. He was sliding down back, like this, sliding, and the kid came this way and just got him right in the head as he turned his head. And he continued to play. It was the last play of the third quarter, and he played most of the fourth quarter, which is the part that really surprised me. But it was a nasty hit, and you could tell he wasn't right after that. Some of the throws, were all over the place after that. But they said he was staggering around in the huddle, and I guess some of the other players got the coach's attention and said, "Hey, there's something wrong here." But supposedly he's ready to go. He's played well so far. I'd like to see him in there.
They're playing at Virginia Tech, right?
Yeah, that's always a tough one down there. And they look like they have their defense is really good. They're Virginia Tech. They're a pretty good football team.
I think they beat them. Was it 2 years ago?
They beat them last year. Yeah, they beat them last year here.
Last year, yeah.
Big surprise, remember, because they had lost their first 2 games, and people thought it was going to be a terrible year. And Virginia Tech came in here the third game, and they just were not ready to play the game. They didn't think that they had much of an opponent in Pitt, and Pitt beat them pretty handily here. Logan Thomas threw, I think, 3, maybe 4 interceptions in that game. They're going to be waiting for Pitt down there on Saturday, I have a feeling.
Is that going to be an early game,
I think it's a nooner.
It is 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. It might be on one of the ESPNs.
Okay, I'm going to go for multiple choice.
All right, is it? It's yours.
I've completely lost track. Okay, I'll take it. Here we go. Here we go, Rich. This is baseball. Who holds the major league record for hitting the most doubles in a career? The most major league doubles. Mel Ott, Jimmy Fox, Pie Traynor, or Tris Speaker? I'll do them again for you. Mel Ott, Jimmy Fox, Pie Traynor, Tris Speaker.
Is it Tris Speaker?
It is Tris Speaker. We have a winner. 792 doubles.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Rich.
Thanks, Rich.
Okay, thank you, guys.
You
All
got
right, then Limo Man is up next. Limo Man, you got a couple of minutes. Go.
Hey, Bruce.
Sam Huff. Got your doubledribbleBob.com because I talked to him and he's 79 years old.
I wonder if he might remember me. I did a game with him. He was my color man when I did.
He remembered that.
He just had a birthday.
That. He lives in Bethesda.
Yeah.
And Tony LaRussa, 69, and Tony Dungy is 58.
A young man to be retired, isn't he, Bob?
Yeah.
And Dusty Baker, that was terrible what they did to him.
I wish he'd have stayed. I never wanted Dusty Baker fired because I always figured that the Pirates had one step up as long as he was there. I was like Romeo Cornell in Cleveland. I never wanted to see him go.
He was a sweet man. When the All-Star game was here, he sent me to the airport to pick up Barry Bonds, who tried to stiff me and gave $50 to the doorman who did nothing. After I unloaded the bags, Dusty heard about it and said, "Come back in an hour," and he had an apology from Barry, and an extra and $150 tip.
Somehow
Isn't that amazing?
Somehow, Limo, that rings very true with Barry. I'm sure that was, and I've heard nice things about Dusty too. By the way, I have.
That's what he did for me.
That was a nice thing.
All right, Bruce.
And the Royals are retaining Ned Yost.
Yes, and they've hired Dale Swaim, who the Cubs fired, as their manager, and Dale Swaim's coming on the staff to help Ned Yost out. The Royals had a good year this year.
Bruce, you missed last week on trivia, so we're going to try to make it work for you.
All right.
You ready?
Multiple choice, whoever's turn it is.
I guess I have it here.
It is you.
All right, we're looking for the name of the guy who holds the single-season rushing record for the Cleveland Browns. Jim Brown, Mike Pruitt, Leroy Kelly, Jamal Lewis.
Great
One
names.
of those four.
Repeat the four again.
Jim Brown, Mike Pruitt, Leroy Kelly, Jamal Lewis.
Mike Pruitt.
Yeah, sorry about that. Believe it or not, Jim Brown, back in 1963, and so
It was a very good year.
50 years.
50 years ago, don't even bring it up.
50
There's a
years.
long drive in deep right center field, and this ball is for Tony from Lower.
Thanks, Limo.
We
Limo,
lost him.
We've lost
somewhere.
him.
Okay. Let's get Paul up here. Paul from
We
the
have
studio, one of the most recognizable men in the AK Valley, thanks to our show.
We were discussing
You're a
you.
big
We were
man in a-
discussing you on our trip home from Derry on Friday night because trying to figure out exactly where you were, and then we got a text and we knew what game you saw. So that
I was at Fox Chapel in North Hills.
right.
And the last two touchdowns North Hills scored come from behind. They threw two flea flickers on two different possessions.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
New coach up there now. Jack McCurry's out, retired, and things
can't
are
think of the name.
things are a little different up in North
yeah, the
Hills.
size of Fox Chapel, I thought, oh, they're so huge, and they're like, I'm thinking, are they 0-5 or?
Yeah, they've always had struggles. We were talking before that when Joe Nonchik was there, they had some really nice teams.
Yeah.
Joe was a heck of a coach, and I mean, it didn't matter where he went. He put a good team out there, and even at Fox Chapel, where it is hard to win, there were so many other things that go on there, activities-wise, and he pointed at the soccer field. Look at all those kids over there. That's why we can't win here.
And then this week I'll see the Sabres at Burrow.
At Burrow.
Now, Ford City didn't. Katanning did beat Ford City last week, right?
So I think they're both 1-5.
Yeah, and so Katanning undefeated. Ford City's evidence, but they're going to merge coming
Yeah,
up here, not
couple of
next year, but
years,
the year
yeah.
after. So there could be a AAA powerhouse. But the Borough Bucks, ouch,
Ouch.
not so good.
Well, with Freeport last week, and I happened to be there, so it.
Okay, I'm gonna try the Grand Salami.
Ooh.
Do I have to pick a number?
We all said 1
Yeah,
through
you-
4, I think, is available.
1 through 4? 4.
Oh, I know he's going to win.
Oh,
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, Paul.
Maybe.
Here we go. It's a two-parter. Name the last two Pittsburgh Pirates to hit a walk-off grand slam home run. The last two Pittsburgh Pirates to hit a walk-off grand slam home run.
Meaning this year, right?
No.
No, no hints. I have one I could give. I'll wait.
I'm just going for a Hail Mary saying Stargell and Barry Bonds.
Okay, those are not correct, but those are good guesses. Now, we have a couple of seconds
Go
to
ahead.
play here.
Yeah.
I was personally in attendance for one of these.
John Milner, I have
No, I was, no.
I have no idea.
Brian Giles
Okay.
was the one I saw.
Okay.
And Roberto Clemente is the other one here we have.
In fact, I think Clemente's was inside the park.
Oh.
And
about them
that
apples?
had to be back at Forbes Field, I believe.
Must have been.
I remember when Omar Moreno hit the first pitch of a game in the Astrodome, and it was inside the park home run. I think that was 79.
Might be, and I'll tell you what, I have either 70, I think it might have been 77 or 78. Frank Tavares hit an inside the park grand slam in
There's a name
Cincinnati.
I've totally forgotten.
Cincinnati, yeah, cued one inside the first base line, and he was just so fast that he made his way around. So,
Okay, hey, we got to go,
All right,
Paul.
good show,
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Appreciate it. Thank you for watching tonight.
thank
and,
you. Yes, our therapeutic session after the Pirates season may have
Yeah.
crumbled to a fall there.
We'll catch you next time around the horn. I'm Bob Tatter.
I'm Mike Pavlik.
And good night, everybody.
Thank you for watching Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Toronto and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Burl and Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington.